Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Amalfi series here on the Lord Master channel. I almost forgot the name of the series. But anyways, after that little botched introduction. Now, on this third episode, which we will see this new patrician in charge after his father, Leone, has retired to become a monk. He did not abdicate, so to speak, because we're only running a city. The city of Neapolis, also known as Naples, also known as Napoli, and Napoli in Neapolitan language. But now, this is the son of brother Leone, as he's a monk now, in which we know that he wishes to become a saint, but we can only hope that he will continue on his journey to become a paragon. But now for Mansone. This man is not a saint by any stretch of the imagination. He's a man of intrigue. He's an intricate web weaver. He is a master manipulator, well suited to a life of intrigue. He's also a Lightfoot leader, picked up by, the marshal that worked under Leone. Despite the fact that Mansone itself never participated in any kind of warfare. He's also a skilled diplomat. So he has significant training in our diplomacy, which gives him a little bit of prestige, but also a little bit of intrigue, but plenty in diplomacy and liege opinion. So he looks at me as a skilled diplomat this way. Oh, that's actually my opinion of him. His opinion towards me, he just doesn't like me because we are a foreigner. He being Greek, which honestly he was lying about before he was Hellenized. But I'm still lying about. Or Langobard, how do you pronounce that? But anyways, he's also ambitious, wary, rough, diligent, and deceitful. So yes, definitely a man of intrigue. In a way. But just don't get on his bad side, alright? As we know that he was given these two artifacts from his father before he retired. The Saint's Fingerbone and the Chains of St. Peter. So now, what is our plan now that father's retired? Well, father currently resides in Adversa, which is in the court of Duchess Emma of Capua. Which she is already cruel and rough, and there's a reason for that. She exterminated innocents, executed a campaign to murder innocent migrants in the area. It's this area here that has a medium migration. It's similar vein to what's going on over there where there's a medium migration, which could cause more problems. That's why it's not providing any money to this trade post of Amalfi. Despite all the good benefits. You see the final income below. That is the reason why we chose that trade post in Neapolis. And my liege fought for the city of Neapolis. The Catapanikion of Neapolis. In fact, somebody should put a road sign outside of it. In 3 official languages. Greek, Italian, and Neapolitan. Neapolis, Napoli, and Napoli. It's only the Latins or whomever out there, further west, that they would call this city Naples, as we know it today. I got plenty of money to spend, and I know what I'm going to do with that money. So first off, the ambition. I'm not going to build a war chest. That's quite a long way. Well, it does give me a bit of a national tax modifier, but that's for me. But the domain tax, you're not getting any money. It's only the city tax. It's only you yourself. Talking about monthly wealth. 500 seems far-fetched. Not going to be as fast as my father. But I don't have much of personal combat skills, so I have no education in the art of personal combat, but I want to change that through combat experience. May never know, I'll get into combat one day, in case they want me as a commander or something. But I'm going to spend my first 3 years under the war focus, just to increase the martial and the combat skill. And so I will have a weapon training. I could develop my combat rating by training personal combat. While I don't know my true potential, at the very least I'll manage to understand rudiments of combat, giving me a fighting chance on those moments where the blade of my trusty sword is all that separates me between life and death. It'll cost you 50 gold. I've decided to invest a significant portion of my time to hone my combat skills. My training can be approached from 2 different angles, though. Ivan von Pertnik. He is cheerful and kind, but also duelist. Nice, cheerful guy. But he's a master offensive duelist. He has situational awareness, so he has the capability to be aware of the tactical challenges around him, prioritizing correctly for the most threatening ones. He's also a cunning planner. Wow, look at the benefits with the morale, damage, and defense, siege speed, martial learning, defense. This character draws up plans and strategies at an astonishing speed. I will take my time and measure my effort. Rather do this. Train with caution and avoid placing my body under severe strain. Results of the training will take longer on average, but I'll be less prone to injury. The older I am, the higher chances for injury. So I have moderate training. Don't want to overextend yourself. I'm only 30 years old. I'm still in the prime of my life. As you can see. Moderate combat training schedule. Oh, council. It's all been removed. So we gotta put some of them back. But here's where the problem is. But as for the Mysticos, envious, I don't trust him. I'd rather trust someone that I know of. My wife, of course. She'll be the Mysticos. The Protostrator will be Landar, as he owes me a favor. I like Landar. The Salcalarios will be, well, I guess you. But I don't like the fact that you are, but it's the best that they can give. Now, the court chaplain will be Pandanov. Yes, good old Pandanov, the drunk and court physician of Neapolis. Magistros, I'm gonna have to go get one. Invite diplomat to court. I rolled a false. He's club-footed, but he's a trained diplomat. Shy, cheerful, greedy, arbitrary. Not a good guy, but if he did not have shy and greedy, he'll be much effective, but he's the best that the land has to offer. Go improve relations with the Pope. Guess I'm fine with everything else. And the designated heir is my only son, Mansone, named after me. And the designated regent will be this commander, just to keep the... Whenever there's a regency, he'll keep this number of levies we'll have eventually very high. For future conflicts, such as seizing other people's trade posts. And the cartographer will be my sister. Sister Urso. She is just a nun, not a member of any monastic society. She became a nun when she was 13 years old. She chose it. Father approved it because he was a holy man. We still have the same resources. I'd last checked. Steel furnace and the Neapolis butchery/fishery. And Lastly, I will organize a smuggler operation. I decided to go ahead and with an attempt to set up a smuggler's ring with the help of my spy master. The success is not guaranteed, however. This will depend on my intrigue education, which is high. Deceitful, yes. Not brave, but the intrigue status very high. As well as my spy master helping me, and stewardship skill also plays a role. That's why I chose you. You have some degree of stewardship. Alrighty then. Anything else? Ah, yes. All three of you guys owe me a favor. Pay up. That's 30 gold for the pendant. 30 gold. And this man, he'll give me 30 gold. There you go, all 30. So 2 more things. Gonna compose a book since I got a lot of years ahead of me, so I could at least compose 1 book in my life. To compose a work of literature is not an undertaking for everyone. Having spent a lot of time thinking it over, I have summoned my closest advisors and fetched the best scribes. When they ask me of what work that shall be focused on, I pause, but only for a second. Well, I'm a man of intrigue, so it should be about the intricacies of relationships. Choose a theme relating to diplomacy or intrigue. It'll take a while. Oh yes, choose a business focused in Amalfi. As one of the prominent Patrician families in Amalfi, it is imperative that we invest in one of Amalfi's major industries in order to expand our wealth and connections. So now, I need something good. My intrigue's good enough. I need more prestige gain. You need a lot of prestige in order to increase your likeliness to win this campaign to become elected in the Republic eventually. So I will invest in the industry of lemon growers of Amalfi. Gives me some wealth, some prestige, but diplomacy up as well. Which of course, each time you do that, it increases a bit of monthly prestige as well. And my patron saint, who could that be? Keep looking. How about Gregory the Great for more monthly prestige? And while you still got some money left over, let's search for a smith. Send out word that I'm looking for a smith to forge for me. I'll search for it. What type of smith do you wish to send a word for? A weaponsmith to forge me a deadly weapon. As I'm undergoing weapon training, I need my own personal weapon. My father never did this because he didn't need a weapon. He just wanted to be a paragon of virtue, and which he will be. So he had no need for a weapon. Even though he only fought bears and a snake one time, from the stories he told me of his great feats. So I should get me a sword. Oh, and by the way, that election thing I mentioned, upon further research, that age factor disabled thing, that's BS. You see the 8,000 respect, for example? So, prestige of 3,000 plus 2,500, which would be 5,500 plus 2,500 more in the age factor, and there's your total of respect up there. Despite if it says it's disabled, it's not actually. That's bull. Age does matter. Even though I'm a relatively young man and I have a low amount of respect because I don't have enough prestige and the age isn't really there, but when I put my money where it is on the campaign fund, which that man really invested in, he really invested in that money. Speaking of investment, hang on. Skip 1 day, and the stats will be notified. Again, don't have much of the stewardship skill, but I have plenty of intrigue. You know what I'm gonna do now that I got my money? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna spend my money to not only get myself a weapon, but also I kind of want to invest, no, not this screen, save up my money, get money by any means to upgrade this mansion so I can have more trade post limit. The more trade posts I have, the more money we'll make, if the conditions of each of these provinces are good. We needed to do plenty of things. I mean, like this man, for example, the Proto-Archon. He's got a lot of money, and he doesn't really need that, in my opinion. I could embezzle him. So, Massone wants to help himself to an adequate reward for his services to the Proto-Archon of Amalfi. Yes, that's what we're doing. Any backers? There's one. Constantius. Political concerns, it's the reason. And I am sending my Mysticos to Amalfi to build up the spy network there. As you can see, a little bit there. Now. So we're gonna embezzle first, and then we're gonna have to kidnap somebody. Particularly kidnap rich people, so they can ransom them to give some of that money to me. Earn money by any means, so we could start saving up that money to upgrade that mansion before I invest in anything else of importance. And yes, I am aware there's an ongoing epidemic of consumption throughout most of Italy, but it has not come down here, and it doesn't plan on it, so that's good. Don't want to have that in my conscience. So again, embezzlement. For starters. Wish you well, Father. Hope you become a paragon. So you're likely to become a saint. My father's a saint already, one would think. Oh, what? Oh, good. Another favor. In other words, sucker, give me the money. You got plenty of it. Give it to me. That's 40 gold. For starters. And you want me to take revenge on Lycanos. I mean, you're asking the right person to do so, but I don't want to have the chance to be known as a known murderer this early. And by the way, he did kill 2 people during his life. Just 2 women. He's not a lady killer, it's just he had disagreements with them. Just created your new vassal. My Protostrator Landar von Vicelis has told me about a remarkable weaponsmith residing in Principato. It's right over there. He suggested I invite the woman to my court to see her work for myself. If she manages to impress me, I could order my own custom-made item. Fine idea, Protostrator Landar. Again, we're still using Greek terms because of who's running the place in the Politia of Amalfi. Once the weaponsmith's craftsmanship has been checked by my most knowledgeable attendants to ensure the quality was sufficient, I received her in the throne room, or in this case, my office, because I'm the mayor of the city. She introduced herself as Mistress Kotani, and she gestured towards her numerous assistants, who all carried examples of her work Does my Patrician have anything special in mind? Let me see you. Oh, she's a nice person, but a bit wary too. Now, me carrying a spear would be an odd image of me. For a guy who's a man of intrigue and all that, him carrying a spear looks a little odd. An axe is too pagan-ish, one would think. And a mace, well, doubt that fits my raffle trait. But again, it's going to be a quality 1 weapon because of the current realm rank that I'm in. Of the current rank, so just go for a sword. You can never go wrong with a good sword. My studies and training have taught me the general tactics of flanks and center. I can hardly master everything. Well, since I'm a man of deceit. And again, I was never born into a military family. Not even grandfather was a military man. We came from a pious family. But I would say battlefield terrain master. Must learn to create choke points. Master the craft finding a perfect terrain for defensive battles, like the mountains of Amalfi. After months of planning the whole smuggler operation and contacting shady individuals, Theo de Lindez reported the smuggler's ring is in operation abroad. Excellent. Now it's a large smuggler operation. Increases the monthly wealth. A sword, I see. Excellent choice, my patrician, says Mistress Kotani, and calls forward a assistant cradling several swords and arms. I have a couple examples here. One must determine what one needs and how much one is willing to pay, although they would all serve your highness well. Craft me something of high quality that I could bring with me to combat. So that'll be 50 gold for a sword. So they made you a court chaplain. In addition, a legal tutor because you got a good knowledge of diplomacy. Now he's hunting apostates, if any. Good on you. As I was walking through Mistress Kotani's smithy, I could not hear but the sound of progress. I could not hear the sound of progress, but instead of the sound of voices talking, I found Kotani and my courtier brought up on the north discussing different metals and their compositions. All this talk was making my head spin. Definitely halted the progress of the work I have ordered. That is not why Kotani is here. Get back to work. Anyone else? Atruda. Oh yeah, this will work. It's only 15 gold. Doesn't hurt. You know, he's married to him. She's married to him. And you know, she's the one that's a manipulative spouse. Hence the reason why the intrigue skill is so low that it's easy to do that against him. Easy to plot against him. He's vulnerable. Good job. Despite the fact that it's a volatile province, with a small migration and trade curtail, and it's peaceful here. Whereas in Amalfi, unfortunately, it's been raided, it's curtailed by migrant raids, and it's medium migration here. All these people that came from there came down here. Mistress Kotani's main assistants finally brought me the finished sword I've been waiting for. It is a beautiful and elegant sword for a more civilized age, and I am excited to see it goes beyond my original expectations. I'm sure she will serve me well. Not talking about you, but the sword. Alright, my own personal weapon. The Sword of Patrician Massone. A well-crafted sword made at the behest of Patrician Massone of Urso by Kotani. Just a sword. Nothing too shabby. Just for seeing you there. need him as a reward. Well, I'm getting money by any means. We're trying to embezzle this man. The plot power is there. Don't borrow money from Jewish merchants. That's just in case of emergencies. Working in the shadows, the other lender, with the aid of some aides of the ill repute, has managed to acquire a few things. Things that my relative host should not miss, probably. Excellent. This should be useful. No money. Technology points, which is rather useless to me, because I can't spend it. Because I'm not the landowner. Patricia Constantine's let everyone know about my plot to embezzle during drunken stupid look at town. Should have never included that drunken blabbermouth. Gluttonous, that's why. Oh dear. He knows that I'm gonna embezzle him. But he can't arrest me. Because my intrigue is too high. And it's wise that you don't try to revoke my title either. Because I got connections. It is clear that the Proto-Archon's commanders are nothing more than rebel. All brawn and no finesse. Me, on the other hand, are an experienced tactician, a great teacher to boot. Perhaps I should offer to train his commanders in hopes of granting his favor? Well, despite what we just did, I shall send him a letter offering my services. Just say, parlez. Your offer is most generous. I gladly accept your offer, and will remember this good deed in the future. Okay, good. Now give me the money. That's all I wanted from you. Just money. Thank you very much. That's all I wanted from you. Just the money. Nothing else. At least you're temperate. Yeah, I improved the centralized law. Honestly, I could have gone ignore and be undecided, and he would request council support from me on another favor. More money off of him. That'd be silly. I'm still going to embezzle him. Just want to see the percentage of what that would be like now. It's stable in China. Injury. While training combat techniques, I suffered important injury. The time taken to recover caused a setback in my training schedule. Fortunately, no infection happened. Just wounded. It happens sometimes. Come on, people are backing out of the plot. What's the matter with me? What's the matter with you? Different land and all. Just needs more plot power, that's all. Okay, he's in. So again, the family is focusing its business investments in Amalfi's famous lemon industry. Though many powerful Amalfian families keep lemon groves, the family seeks to dominate these markets. They're no longer wounded, and I'm scarred after that training accident. Be sure to remind yourself that on June 28th, next year, get an armor smith. God bless it. What's causing you to back out of it? This isn't gonna work. Okay, let's move on to something else. Plus, you already got the money. A favor. Well, there's her. We could kidnap her. We're gonna kidnap her. Ransom her because she's a duchess, which will pay a lot more. This will work. Yeah, a couple of foreigners in the court. Hey, father, are you gonna take part of this? No, because moral qualms. I understand. You just became a poet too. Wow. Where did you learn poetry? Move to here. But you're still on a quest to become a paragon. And I hope you complete that quest for yourself. Yes, we're gonna kidnap this girl. We're not gonna kill her. We're gonna tell her, pay up the money. Give them to me. Because I'm saving up the money to upgrade this mansion. We better get her soon. Oh, that's the spy master himself. If he were to like me more, he would have joined. Even though the man's a loony. Bishop pays more. Actually, not very much. You know, he'll have to do anything to get this done faster. I'm willing to spend it. Again, he'll make a lot more money back. Hopefully. With the amount that she has now. Because we want this done quickly. The higher the plot power, the faster it is. You know what, let's promote the debate. Management debate. Ah, crud. I'm not good at that. I'm debating with a guy who's not as good. But I'll have to debate it aggressively because, well, I don't have the stewardship education, but I have rough and ambitious chops. 79% chance that I'll win. And I've won the debate. So now you owe me a favor. Need the money. Thank you very much. My scribes provided me with the latest draft of my book. Upon reading it, I'm not convinced it is moving in the right direction. Perhaps I could ask Landolfide for advice on the matter. If nothing else, she's likely to feel flattered by it. I'd rather not get anyone else involved in this highly important work. I don't want to lower the quality. So I'll be stressed for this time. Which isn't good to anyone. But, I'll tell you what. There is a way to get rid of stress. You'll be loosely tutored. You'll be chieflet of his own devices, competing with other children. Life's hard, son. There is a way to get rid of stress. Seek some rest. Go on vacation, so to speak. But I will do that if we can kidnap her. Father, you're joining the plot? Man, everybody's in on it. So you better get this done quick. But anyways, I invited many people to take part in the war game, which we practice defending our land from invading enemies. We will use our wooden models to represent invading armies, and I shall have to use clever tactics to defeat my opponent. This will be fun. On this same day, finally, an opportunity to abduct the Duchess has arisen. One of the Dutch personal guards proven amenable to bribery, allowing for the opportunity to take her while she sleeps. Shall I tell my co-conspirators to begin their preparation? We must proceed with the plan. There's no screwing up in this one. As we assign tasks for the war game, we decide that Landau will defend me, while Pandan will be leading the invading force. Let the best warlords win. At the beginning of the war game, the enemy quickly tries to advance over the hills in the air to get a strategical advantage. Bring all of our forces to contest the defensive grounds. The enemy ascends the hill quickly alongside our troops. As we reach the top of the hill simultaneously, our armies clash in an outright brawl. Landars suggest that we spread our tired troops evenly on the field. Spread out heavy and light troops even longer. I'll take your suggestion. We managed to exhaust our opponent by holding a stable line, standing as clear victors of the war game. Good game. Student of the strategy now. And some prestige that goes along with that. Success! Duchess Island's been delivered and sacked to an abandoned keep near Adversa. There she is at my mercy, and no one can hear her screams. All that remains is to decide what to do with her. No need to kill her. Just bring her into my dungeon. She's got the money. How much will the Duchess pay? 145 gold. Just what I wanted. I only kidnapped you because this is a ransom. Good. Now I can go on vacation. As soon as I get my money, of course. Just hang on. To the wretched Patrician Mansone. Tales of your misdeeds are told from Ireland to Cathay. Now you accept paying a ransom. Yeah. Now, from now on, come back home to Neapolis to scheme if there's any plots that they have something against me. Oh, and also this coming June 28th, before I officially go on vacation, I will have to search for a smith. The Conversion of Bohemia. The tribes of Bohemia have been converted to the Orthodox faith. A group of priests sent by the vassals of the Byzantine Empire have performed a great ritual during which they converted the entire population of Bohemia alongside Duke Bodyboy and many of his vassals. With this act, the people of Bohemia have once and for all forsaken their old pagan gods. So they're no longer Slavic pagan, but Orthodox now. The unbeliever has been brought before me to be sentenced. He refuses to repent and to change from his erroneous way. Ha! It is amazing that our people do not believe in a Catholic faith. He is corrupted, but he could still be purified without being executed. I need more prestige, so it's more important. The infidels would hunt and kill us. Let us not be hypocrites. Wait for the 28th to search for a smith and then go on vacation. I am in need of a new set of armor. Find me the finest armor smith around. Not a good idea. Again, you're saving up the money for this mansion that we'll be upgrading it. Alright, I'm out of here. The bucolic rural environment. As I am stressed, how about moving to a calm place? Delegate the responsibility of running the country and one of my courtiers and rest a little till the stress subsides. So this is what the resting traits are. Yes, it lowers my skills even more, but until the stress is rid of, it'll all go back up. Don't worry about it. You just hold down the office here, like hold down the fort. So who knows where I could be going on vacation? Maybe back to the old villas of the Amalfi coast. You know, a place of relaxation and fun for aristocrats and elites, such as myself. trade galley belonging to the Urso shipping empire has been several days overdue. This morning, another captain on the Palcaria's payroll came to the port with flotsam from the lost ship, which he claims found in the wake of a recent storm. It looks like the galley was caught in it. The sea shall be their grave. Last, just as when we're getting good. You want me to be in the Great Council? Be a Great Counselor? Yeah, I'll accept still. But don't expect me to come back to work. I'm trying to get rid of stress. My wife's a lunatic now. I don't know what caused her. It's probably that stress she had. Took her pretty hard on that. I am in need of protection. Make me a strong and sturdy set of armor. That's my last investment. That'll be 63 gold. During the afternoons, I went to check on the progress of Master Ratjes. Walked in to see him getting my daughter Maria to help with the forging process. Together they were lifting pieces of metal, and Ratjes was showing Maria how to mold the materials into shape. Not exactly what I'm paying him for, but a form of service nonetheless. That ugly bastard. His job is to be forging for me, not playing with children. Makes me want to go out and kidnap someone else. The last rites. A man came to me today, anointing me with oil and saying nice things to me. Somehow he is vaguely familiar. Listen, just because I'm incapable does not mean I'm just resting. Calm down, I'm not dead yet. I'll just stare. He's giving me an unction. Calm down, will ya? Can't you see I'm trying to relax? He's resting in the countryside. People think I'm dying. Perhaps it is better that way. Make people think that I am dying. So, here's the chainmail armor. So, have basics that are made up of many small metal rings linked together. What's going on? Whose war did you join? The Laurentine conquest of Cetina. They're attacking Croatia. And since it's a conquest war, that means basically counts as a holy war for some. And Amalfi's joining up because it's a negotiated alliance between Amalfi and Croatia. Good luck to over there. That's all I gotta say. The Laurentines are dangerous, I hear. Notorious pirates they are. The volatility went away. It's a peaceful province here. It used to be medium migration, but it's reduced to small now. So things are looking up. No, you can't plot anyone while you are at rest. Unless it's an emergency that I need to know. Also, keep going. I'm also having a moderate training. But lunatic spy master isn't always good. I need 100 more gold and get that mansion built. 28th of June. Now it's gonna be more about intrigue. I only chose war because that gives me access to the whole weapon training thing, because it says one of these things must be true is either war focus or martial skill of 12. Can't spy on anyone yet. Of course. Give me the money. 65 gold. Almost there. About 2 more months. And then we'll be good, as long as nothing bad happens. Here it is. Actually, it's a little more. What the hell's going on over there? Don't worry, it'll be almost there as long as nothing unforeseen happens. You got a smug operation. You got a physical improvements. My training in personal combat is causing a positive impact in my health. I'm feeling much better since I started the training. The effects are felt and impressive. Alright, that's good. So the stress will be less likely to kill me. There we go. This mansion is impressive enough to command the respect of the surrounding countryside. It is clearly the home of someone important. It'll be done in 4 years. Well, can we improve upon that? You glutton fool. It does not appear it'll lower. So it'll be done on September 8th, 87. $34 years old now. Yeah, you just wait for my return. You'll definitely be one for stewardship. Ah, just drinking. Just wait till I get out of this resting period, then the real work can begin. Some more intrigue work, spying, kidnapping, embezzlement, all that good stuff. Perhaps kidnapping a rich person or two. The conditions for my smuggler operation abroad have changed, which means also a change in the income this source provides me. The present environment is merciless for this business, so it just dropped big time. Modest smuggler operation. Used to be large, but now it just went down big time. Perhaps one day when I return, and we can improve upon this. Landar has arrested an armed man in ragged armor and a spotty horse. Says that the man claims to be a hedge knight, but clearly does not believe that statement. That is clearly a bandit. That's for prestige. You a bishop yet? Oh, now you're a philosophical tutor too. So it may seem. Looks like they're about to lose that war with the Narentines. Because they had a... They're fighting against their ally. And that's negotiated alliance. So those Narentines are going to be around for a while longer. Because they had support from the strategos of the Aegean. Not looking good for the prestige of the military of Amalfi, which you've weakened yourselves, making us vulnerable to attacks such as those from Sicily, which is what I'm worried about. That's why you shouldn't be in charge. That's it. It doesn't seem that the stress will be going away, so by next year, beginning of next year, I'm getting out of this resting period. I gotta work through the stress. I gotta do some spying. I gotta do some embezzlement, kidnapping, all those things. Returning from an extended vacation, the stress is still with me. No need for that. I need some money. At least 300 before I figure out what to do with it. Perhaps enough to afford some mercenaries. You can't extort subjects because you don't own any counties. Alright, you son of a beeswax. Yeah, he's got some intrigue back. He's become cruel and cynical as of late. And who is that? Not an adult yet. He threw a lot of money in this. So I'll spy on him. I'm not trying to cost him the campaign, it's just I need someone for starters with low intrigue. Well, meanwhile, plot at the same time. Like that man over there. He's got some money, but counts pay less. So if we're gonna kidnap somebody, well, at least that man's got low intrigue. Because of an information leak. Don't have much time. Just working to improve my intrigue. Just only her. Yeah, get out of here. I and my trusted sneaks will keep a very close eye on the activities of Patrician Musco. A close eye indeed. Wonder what secrets he's hiding. Hopefully there'll be other events that'll help me give it a stress. I have to work through it. And don't you dare embezzle from me. My spies have revealed that Patrician Musco is behind a plot to take revenge on Duke Odorico. They've sent a message between him and one of his supporters, so I have proof of their plans in my very hands. Blackmail him for a favor or something else? Yeah, I'll attempt to blackmail him. I have no choice but to accept your despicable blackmail attempt. You have been given payment in full. I expect your silence in this matter from now on. Excellent. Money well spent. It's good to know there's a plot. So stop spying and go spy another man. Paul Carrias. Yeah. Come on, get in. What are you waiting for? How much does a mayor would pay? Greedy bastard, you. A plot to kill the Patrician Musco. Well, I'll quietly let Patrician Musco to know the plot. Just say, hey, there's this man that's trying to kill you, even though he's dying of cancer. So, plot's revealed. Now I'm an amateur schemer. A lot of secrets. Good to know. Immoral my eye. Like to become a master schemer before I go on vacation again. That's what I'm trying to do. Oof, what else? Another Patrician family. Constantales. Spy on him next. See what he's got. Honestly, you should look him up. Of his intrigue skill. Nothing. Whatever secrets he's got, or whatever he's plotting, it'll be revealed to the world. By the world, I mean Amalfi. I found nothing new or useful about Patrician Constantius. But as my shady informant pointed out, there's nothing preventing me from making stuff up, the bigot or lie. He likes to bathe in the blood of virgins. Brilliant. So vicious rumors spread about him. Still an amateur schemer. You need to continue to improve upon it. Needs more to do. Try to spy on him instead. See what he's got. Probably nothing. We can't kidnap him. We need a backer. So I guess it'll have to be you. My core physician brother Pandanov shared some of his latest ideas of me. I do not know much about medicine, but perhaps he is onto something. He asked for more money to develop his theory further and write a book on it. No. Trying to save up money for something else. I think I already have one in mind. And it's for more prestige for myself. Make me feel great. Find me a goldsmith to create jewels befitting of my status. My spies recently overheard the Proto-Archon CK2 saying some rather unflattering things about Patrician Leone. It was considered that Patrician Leone also has no love for him. It might be possible to inflame a rivalry between the two without anyone being the wiser. Make the attempt. There's a 65% chance that it would succeed. 22% chance that it fails but not revealed. 14% chance that it fails and revealed. Success! A few rumors spread in the courts of Proto-Archon CK2 and Patrician Leone have resulted in their mutual dislike blossoming into a new rivalry. And all that remains to see where this leads. Excelente. How much more trouble will I be causing for this year? Think about it. Everybody's at each other's throats. You exterminating innocents. Trying to get rid of the migrants. I guess you lost your patience with them. Anybody in their court? $15. 16. Yeah, they're all nice people. How about him? I might understand more about money than I do about people. That doesn't mean I could use my extensive knowledge of the realm's economy to impress my wife. I will tell her of my prosperous realm. By prosperous realm, I mean my mansion and the city. Despite my best efforts to catch her interest, she remains unimpressed with tales of my prosperous realm. I might have to try something else in order to sway to my cause. Again, she's a lunatic. Because the stress got to her. The Great Ball. The Morrow family's been very annoying as of late. I think it is time to teach them a lesson. A grand ball is being planned in my honor next week, and as a practical joke, I plan on everyone inviting but the Moros. This will put them in their place for sure. Take a drink. The ball was going splendid until an unexpected guest showed up. Proto-Archon CK2 burst into the family palace with his entourage, apparently making his way past the posted guards before they could block his way. The music and laughter that was previously permeated the palace all seemed to die out the moment he stepped inside. Hushed whispers are all that could be heard as everyone's eyes seemed to focus on him. Proto-Archon CK2! I call out as I emerge from the crowd with a smile on my face. How kind of you to join us. May I see your invitation? He struggles for words and the guards surround his body. No invitation? That's a shame. With a small wave, the guards drag him outside and throw him down the stairs of the entrance. I grin down at Proto-Archon CK2 as he lies on the back in the dirt. Ha ha ha! What fun! Now back to the party. Get me prestige up. The guy who runs Napoli told his liege just to say, get out of here. Wow. But anyways, my spies report he's not in good terms with his liege. Might be possible to plant the rumors of sour relations between the two. Give it another try. He's eager. He just lowered his health. During the last few days, I overheard the same conversation again and again. Apparently, the most renowned goldsmith is traveling through Neapolis, and my courtiers are prattling excitedly about his work. Perhaps I should invite this man to employ his services. Nothing displays a story like fine jewelry. The goldsmith, Armor, courteously accepted my invitation and arrived at the court a mere week later. He presented me with some sketches of his previous work and several letters of recommendation. I'm assured of his skill, though I asked myself how much money I could spare for a set of crown jewels. order a beautiful set of these crown jewels. And the rumors have been planted. Yeah, quite a guy, isn't he? As the sun sets, my child asks me a bedtime story. Which story comes to mind? Well... When the heroes of the Old Testament... It's just, I mean, none of the skills gone up, but it's a chance. I decided to check up on the Master's work as a progress. I strolled through the resorts. I find I'm not working on a project commission, but instead working on a different task. Specifically, my sister. I'm zealous nun, huh? You should join her. Can you please focus on your work? You son of a beeswax. So no thanks to you. Again, we plan on kidnapping this man because this man's got some money that we know of. Because I would rather not risk embezzling him. Because his intrigue is back up. And I want to improve my intrigue skill to become an amateur schemer and more. About the bishop. A heavy box has been brought before me. Unbarrack's finished his work and the crown jewels completed. I expect something probably befitting my title as Patrician of Neapolis, and I'm excited to see this handiwork. Let us see what he's accomplished. A noble scepter. This scepter signifies its holder the right to rule. This gilded rod is adorned with pearls and garnets. And an engraved sword. This sword will not bring its better much luck on the battlefield, but the ordained blade and gilded hilt is a beautiful sight indeed. Just making myself look big, you know, in the sense of how prideful this man is. Yet to become a bishop. I understand. But, anyways. No improvement. Over the past months, I was unable to prove my combat skills. Less it dragged on, I feel unfocused, in spite of my efforts. Well, obviously not, because I got a lot to do. A spy against the bishop. See what he's got. I am dreaming of a beautiful place. Warm, sunny, and peaceful. Sounds like Italy. There stands the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. She approaches me in this tropical paradise and caresses my face like the ocean breeze. And I push onto the waves onto the sand. I like this beach very much in more ways than one. Feeling I'm excited and stimulated. Just have those thoughts because he's that kind of guy, I think. This character's feeling a bit more stimulated than normal. Their lovers beware, if he has any. May never know, I'll go for a seduction focus later in life. But I'd rather be a master schemer first before any of that, you know, seduction stuff. Knowing that I don't know if I'm going to take my liking to my wife anymore. The stressing going away. I watch from the shadows of my spy master, my wife, subtextually marked the spot on a piece of chalk. This might not be a normal skullduggery, but my intuition says no. Well, time to spy on the spy. Again, I'm wary, so got to know. I've just learned that the captain of one of my trade galleys was selling part of his cargo to Constantine smugglers instead of delivering it as ordered. Apparently hoping the amount sold would be too small to notice. The captain and his crew have been jailed, and the thieves have already spent most of their ill-gotten profit to spiritual women. Can no one be trusted these days? God blast it. But the book has been finished. Everyone knows that I've spent several years directing the work on my book. When today I'm presented with the final product, I'm not sure what I'm expecting, but how to make alliances and influence vassals is certainly something. 50 prestige. Here it is. An instructional manuscript on how to interact with men and women of Langobard aristocracy. Sadly more entertaining than educational. That's a diplomacy book. Damn it. Not what I had in mind. You can't write another book like that in the next 20 years. Oh, you must learn on your own. You're fine. Hey. I lost some money back there, so I know you got plenty. Would you mind repaying? 65 gold. Eve! I was just stretching. Oh my goodness. Huh. My goodness. That's adultery right there. While passing judgment on the criminals from the safety of my... The young nobles been brought before me. I quickly come to the conclusion that this man is indeed guilty. Condemning him might not be the wisest choice as he has no birth. The other part of him might prove self-used to me, as he would be in my debt. No, I need a prestige, so... Dungeons with you. What's going on up there? Renovate wants this Salerno. Massone says fair toy is missing. He won't go to bed about it. May have thrown it out today when I was tidying up. I'll offer to buy a new one. My offer to purchase a new toy was rejected by Mansone. He's upset. I would suggest such a thing. There is no pleasing this child. No, stop spying on him. I mean, do that. What about one of his courtiers? Or one of his friends. Well, he's got no friends, he's got rivals. At least everybody's against him. Mostly due to exterminating innocent migrants. Well, what about his wife? That'll be funny to add some tension between the two. My pious court chaplain told me there's a very talented individual of low-born origins that could be a very fitting addition to my court. After letting the information sink in, he proceeded, I suggest, I approach this character to know what he wants. Of course, asking a simple courtier to come to my court is not the most prestigious of actions. That's pretty good, but, Well, I need someone useful for me. Just this once. How do we proceed to approaching this person? Well, the matter's in your hands. You have a better learning skill than I do. I don't have the powers of persuasion. Alright. He's my friend here. You'll be useful to me one day. Perhaps replacing him. I don't make a lot of friends these days. Hope we wish you well. And send us your letter. Okay, finally. I've been waiting for this. An opportunity to abduct the Count of Toronto. The Count's personal guard's proven amenable to bribery. Allowing for the opportunity to take him while he sleeps. There's a very good chance that I happen to proceed with this plan. Thank you. Oh, she's shy. That's a problem. We need someone more gregarious or trusting. He might have something. We got him. Now give me the money. He's got plenty. But since he's Count here, he can only pay up to 70. Raging Jester, he calls me. I'll do something about it. But you know, he still has the money, which anytime if he wants to, he could have put a bounty on my head. Then I would... And this would not be good, because I still can't get rid of stress. Resting takes too long to get rid of it, and I am much more needed elsewhere. Well, actually... you got all this stuff. You wrote the book. I think the only investment you should be concerned of, as this mansion will be finished next August, is that you should save up your money to build another trade post as another source of income. And then we'll get to work on upping the campaign fund. But it's going to require a lot of respect for this. I have the prestige. Yes, I do. But as we will end this episode on the beginning of... I feared it was going to be something like this. Give him a chance. Yeah, I feared something like that was going to happen. So, as we will end the episode on this note, we hope that the stress will be rid of by any kind of events. And, as I'm 37, and Massone here is 10 years old, so I'll be 11. Just gonna be that kind of man in my 30s. Looking to increase the intrigue skill by any means. And Father here will continue to live in his saintly lifestyle. Almost saintly, but he's a paragon of virtue. As he's got much more work to do. And plenty of money too. And keep in mind, when he passes away, it's likely he'll be buried here and not back home in Amalfi, where it should be belonged to. So we still got a lot more work to do in the next episode. But until then, so long for now.